Hello guys, welcome back to other video. So we are going to discuss about brand today. So what can category brand you can able to launch on Amazon, and what is a rule about brand or according to Amazon, and which tool you can able to use that and launch your brand on Amazon. We will see the different story about the brand, so how can showcase your brand on Amazon. So let's see one video and then we can discuss about that. So those people just new here on our channel, so just like and subscribe our channel, and if you like this video, please share and like. So let's see one video.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the Showcase Your Brand with A+ Content and MYE breakout session. My name is Kate LaChapelle and I'm the Senior Product Manager for the Manager Experiments team. I'm joined today by Terrence Highland, who's the Principal Product Manager for the A+ Content team. During this session today, we'll discuss how A+ Content and Manager Experiments can help you build brand content that connects with your customers that can help lead to increased sales. Please make use of the Q&A feature during the session to add your questions. We'll save some time to answer your questions following the presentation. First, let's talk about the challenges some selling partners face when trying to grow their business in the Amazon store. Brands tell us that they struggle to stand out amongst the other sellers. We hear questions like, how do I tell my story? How do I know my message is resonating with customers? Or more generally, how do I improve my sales? With over 300 million shoppers worldwide, it can be daunting to figure out how to reach them with your unique voice and product offerings. The good news is that Amazon has a suite of solutions designed to help you overcome these challenges to better connect your brand with customers in the Amazon store. Registered brands have access to a host of exclusive solutions within Seller Central. Today, we're going to focus on combining A+ Content with Manager Experiments to help create content that your customers will love. By utilizing both A+ Content and Manager Experiments, you can help increase your sales and create content that truly resonates with your customer. To better understand how these solutions can improve your Amazon business, I will turn the presentation over to Terrence to talk more about what A+ Content is and how to best leverage it for your brand. Once Terrence is finished with explaining the best practices of A+ Content, I will take it from there and show you how you can take your listings to the next by running experiments on your A+ Content to see what versions drive the most conversions. Without further delay, Terrence, take it away.
Thanks, Kate. I'll begin by talking about what A+ Content is. A consistent look and feel. Each page in the Amazon store has a similar look and feel to provide a consistent customer experience. How can you stand out? A+ Content, previously known as Enhanced Brand Content, is rich text and image content below the fold on the detail page. It is intended to be supplemental content from what's highlighted in the image gallery and product bullets at the top of the page. Adding A+ Content helps you connect customers with your brand and your brand story, and helps the customer deep dive into product features to aid in the buying decision. Now let's talk about the anatomy of the detail page. The detail page is set up in a way to convey standard information about a product. While the product detail information bullets go a long way, it's story that goes far beyond conveying that information. The use of story. Using narrative can help hold our attention, engage empathy, create an emotional connection, and cause our brains to take concrete action. The best stories have dramatic arc. They start with something new and surprising, present challenges that need to be overcome, and then resolve as characters look within themselves to overcome their challenges. The story of the brand owner. Tell your story as entrepreneurs. This is the why behind your brand, translating your passion, struggle, triumph, the journey that brought you here today into connection. Stories also help empower and motivate customers by painting a picture of how their stories interact with your stories that can help use your products. What emotions, life experiences you want your customers to have as they use your products and connect with your brand. In addition to highlighting the story of your brand with narrative, we recommend including your logo to reinforce the brand recognition. Educate on product value with A+ content. Know your customers' questions up front. Scour reviews, Q&A detail on the detail page to find out what customers are saying. Address purchase barriers, highlighting product features, how an item fits, best uses, cleaning, maintenance, setup, and optimal uses. Communicate your brand clearly with value and quality. There are millions of products in the Amazon store, in some cases with similar products for a given item. Differentiate your brand using A+ content. And lastly, avoid salesy text. Use helpful and informal language throughout the content. Now I'm going to take you through the steps of setting up A+ content. Here's step 1, adding A+ content. Setting up A+ content is very easy and intuitive via the A+ Content Manager in Seller Central. Simply browse to the A+ Content Manager user interface under the Advertising tab. Once in the UI, search for an ASIN product or click Start Creating A+ Content. A question we're often asked is, which ASINs do I prioritize with A+ content? And our answer is simple, all of them. But if you have to prioritize, here are the ones to go after first. High page views, low conversion. Go after those high potential ASINs first. Number 2, top selling items. Improve sales on proven products that you know are already selling well. Number 3, high rates of return and cases where there have been negative reviews. Use A+ content to turn around situations of high rates of return or negative reviews by addressing questions and concerns up front. And lastly, technical products. Use A+ content to explain how technical products need to be set up or maintained. In certain cases, we'll also present recommendations for products to prioritize with A+ content. Next, select the content type. This is where it gets exciting. Enhanced product description can be used to highlight aspects of your products and will appear in the product description section of the detail page. Please note that the product description text updated in MYI may not display on the page when enhanced product description text is present, but remains in the code and can help with discoverability. Our newest feature is called A+ Brand Story. This feature is a single module of content that appears in a dedicated section of the detail page above product description, and it's called From the Brand. The format of this content is a single carousel module to which 19 different cards or tiles of content can be added. Next, step 3, enter relevant details about your A+ content in the content details section. A unique content name can be used to highlight the product, specific or product line, or seasonal name item. It's totally up to you. And then also choose a language. Setting the language does not automatically translate or localize the A+ content on your behalf. This feature allows you to set up pieces of content in that language and to display it based on the shopper's language of preference on the detail page. Step 4, select from available modules. Again, we recommend using enhanced product description content to dive deep into product features to help the customer in the buying decision. You can add multiple modules to a single piece of A+ content, and a module can be used more than once. A best practice is to include a mix of descriptive information as well as images that are different from what's shown at the top of the detail page in the image gallery or the product information. Select from available modules. A+ Brand Stories are our newest feature, and I'm super excited about it. You can showcase elements of your brand in a single module content and apply it across all your ASINs within your brand. With this feature, it includes a main background image and can be added up to 19 tile or cards in pre-formatted layouts. It is also possible to include a link to your Amazon brand store directly from the A+ Brand Story module. And it's optimized for both desktop and mobile. Step 5, gathering and creating the assets. Once you've selected the modules, you can work on each section to build your A+ content. In the case of enhanced product description, there are 14 modules that you can choose from. Make text embedded in images large enough to be readable on mobile devices. Use high resolutions to show the product in use and clearly present the brand's identity and values. And then also add the image as full size. We'll rescale it for you, and you can also crop and reposition the image within the tool. And lastly, make embedded text bold so that it's viewable on both desktop and mobile. A+ Media Library is one of our newest features. Using the A+ Media Library, you can now upload image assets once in order to search and filter images for reuse, add custom image tags to group images for specific uses, reuse images for content campaigns such as A+ content, your Amazon store, and sponsored products. You've selected your layout, and now it's time to add the text and images to the modules. Organize your content and outline before you submit. Save regularly to avoid losing work. Browsers crash, computers reboot, etc. You want to make sure you don't lose your work as you go. Once you're ready to submit, allow 7 business days for your content to be reviewed. And then up to 24 hours after the content has been approved for the content to appear on the detail page. If a piece of A+ content is flagged during moderation, we'll highlight for you in the content why it has not been approved so that the content can be remediated. Here are a couple examples. Striking a good balance with A+ content to help the customer without overwhelming them. Describe your brand's mission, unique production process, or materials. Use the text fields where possible. Balance the amount of text and images to maintain the customer's interest. Second example is deep diving into features that can help the customer in their buying decision. Use a comparison table to highlight different products in the product line, or even complementary products in your brand as a cross-sell. Use text and images to highlight detailed information, include specific data where applicable, what materials are used, highlight the craftsmanship, what comes with the product, detailed aspects of the product and close-ups, etc. Also, always use informative voice to highlight what makes your brand and product special. Image keywords are important to include in each image that you add into A+ content. It's accessibility focused for customers with sight impairments who use screen reading technology to browse in the Amazon store. The text is not displayed on the detail page, but is in the code of the detail page behind the scenes. And also, there's a secondary benefit that image keywords can help with discoverability. Here are some of the A+ guidelines and things to avoid when submitting your A+ content. Unreadable text and images, pricing, promotion, and purchase language, and trademark and copyright references. Step 7, applying ASINs to the piece of A+ content. You can easily apply individual ASINs or small number of ASINs in a comma delimited list in the Add ASINs field. You can also bulk upload a large number of ASINs via spreadsheet. It's super simple. Step 8, content and language variations. You can use the duplicate feature to create content copies that can be modified to create content variations. This feature can also be used for language variations. To access the language variations for a piece of A+ content, navigate to the Additional Contents tab when editing an existing piece of content. Cross-country copy as draft. If you sell products in various countries, we will automatically copy drafts of newly approved A+ content to the account for that country. Draft copies of content will automatically appear in the table of your available contents. You can review the content drafts, make modifications, or translate the content and then submit it for publication for that country. In some cases, we may automatically localize the content for you. Using Manage Your Experiments to A/B test A+ content. Measure the performance for 2 unique pieces of A+ content across a selected set of high-traffic ASINs over a several-week period. Now, let me turn it back over to Kate, who will share more about Manage Your Experiments.
If you are a brand owner and have registered your brand with Amazon Brand Registry, you're specially invited to use a new tool called Manage Your Experiments in Seller Central. This is one of the most powerful tools we offer to brand owners, as it enables you to run controlled experiments, otherwise known as A/B tests or split tests, on your A+ content, titles, and main images. Experiments help take the guesswork out of content optimization, allowing you to let customers tell you which version is better. MYE will statistically measure which version of content helps drive more sales to help you improve your business. Now, we will walk through how you can create experiments in the Amazon store. There are 5 easy steps to the Manage Your Experiments lifecycle. First, you want to plan your experiment. Think about your hypothesis and what you hope to learn from your experiment. Next, choose the content you want to experiment on and create both an A and B version of that content. Next, use the MYE tool to complete the setup of your experiment, and finally, run your experiment. Experiments typically run from 8 to 10 weeks to get the best results, but can be run for as little as 4 weeks. When your experiment concludes, you can interpret these results and feed these learnings back into planning your next experiment to continue growing and succeeding in the Amazon store. To create an experiment, you use the Manage Your Experiments tool, which you can find under the Brands navigation bar in Seller Central. The first thing it will ask you to do is choose what type of experiment you would like to create. Today, Manage Your Experiments supports A+ content, title, and image experiments. The next step is to give your experiment a name and type some notes to yourself to document your hypothesis. A hypothesis is one of the most important parts of your experiment. Your hypothesis asks a question that you expect to evaluate with your experimental content. An example hypothesis could be, adding a comparison table to my A+ content will drive more sales. By stating and validating the hypothesis, you can work to create learnings that you can apply to products beyond those under experimentation. Next, select a duration and a start date. Remember, 8 to 10 weeks is recommended for more confidence in results. Upload or complete both versions of content. For A+ content, select your version B from the drop-down. If you need new content, you may start by duplicating version A and then update it. You can select some or all child ASINs to add or remove an ASIN from the experiment. Having a great main product image is important for your product success and can be one of your most valuable marketing tools. Now, MYE also allows you to create main image experiments. Simply upload your version B image, and once it goes through our image validation process, your image experiment will begin. Once you save your experiment, you will be taken back to your experiment dashboard, which lists out all of your experiments with their respective status. Once your experiment begins, MYE's targeting engine will randomly show half of customers' version A and the other half version B. Once a customer views version A or B, they will continue to see that same version throughout the duration of the experiment, regardless of browser or device type. You may check in on an experiment that is running to understand how it's doing. Our experimentation engine provides powerful data in a simple presentation making it clear which version is performing better. For each version of content, you will see week-over-week performance for units sold, total sales, and conversion rate. At the top of the page, you will see the probability that one version is better than the other. Keep in mind that reviewing results early may be misleading until the experiment has reached a large enough sample size. 8 to 10 weeks is the recommended duration to run the experiment. In some cases, with high traffic products, you may reach high probability of a winner earlier. In this completed experiment, you can see that version A is the winner after consistently beating out version B. Potential one-year impact for sales is displayed at the bottom. Now that you have complete data with a winning version declared in the result, it's time to publish the winning content. It's as easy as clicking on the Publish Content button. Here are some tips for creating great experiments. Get started by adding an A+ comparison chart and testing 2 versions, or change the order of your existing modules. Try testing a new image of your product or packaging. Test adding a brand name to your product title. Remember to experiment on your highest traffic ASINs and make one big change at a time. Plan to run your experiment long enough to make a high confidence decision. Don't test minor differences in content or end your test too early, as early results can be misleading. Remember, experiments should not be a set it and forget it, but an iterative process, with each experiment building upon the results of the previous experiment. Experiments will help you incrementally improve your overall listing content to better align with your customer behavior and business goals. Continue to test your content to drive your content optimization flywheel. Let's conclude our presentation with a few key takeaways. First, make sure you do your best to tell your brand story to educate customers on the value of your products and the vision for your brand. Second, add A+ content to all of your products if you can. Richer content means customers can make more informed decisions on what purchases best suit their lives. Finally, run experiments to determine what version of your content customers will love the most. Rather than relying on assumptions or intuition, let the power of data help you make your decisions. The Solution Provider Network on Seller Central are third parties who work with Amazon to support the needs of selling partners globally. They offer their services in exchange for a fee, working directly with the third-party merchant.
Thank you guys, thank you both of you, thank you so much for giving a lot of information about brand. So we are very happy to listen from you, and thank you so much again and again. So we get a lot of information, we get a lot of different ideas, different tools, different rules, and different type of education from you guys about brand. So guys, if you like this video, please like and share, and if you are new in this channel, please subscribe this channel for more interesting video about Amazon and online, how to sell online products. And if you have brand, if you don't have brand, if you want to going to launch your brand soon, and if you don't have a lot of information about that, you can visit our channel. So we have a lot of information about the brand and generally. So if you're going to launch your brand, you can get information about price, because we did share this lot of video about our channel. So FDA shipment, Amazon program, sponsor, and Amazon brand protection, price, and today we share this one, showcase your brand. So different ideas, different things, and different knowledge you have in this channel. So please subscribe this channel, and if you like this video, like and share. Bye bye. Next video, next topic. See you soon.